All right. Hello.
Yo.
We're here with Whitsitt, aka DJ Place, in his studio. We're talking today about funk and soul record covers. He's going to talk a little bit about maybe themes he sees, a little bit of his favorite ones, and why. So yeah, Whitsitt, what's up with funk and soul covers for you?
So here is sort of what really kind of works is kind of just a generic album cover where you got a bunch of cats hanging out. They got their suits on, you know, they're dressed up, they're sitting in a tree, but you know, this is
a little different than usually the other one. The pose, it's a different thing with the tree.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, your typical album cover has like, you know, just picture the band hanging out, looking cool, whatever. But then so this is the Temptations,
yeah.
And then I think this might have been their next one after that, the Psychedelic Shack, where they totally go for the super flower power thing and are, you know, definitely making a sort of statement about making some heady music. And I mean, really, they got some pretty kind of.
What do you mean by heady music? Can you explain that term?
Just very psychedelic, you know.
Okay.
Very like.
Thank you.
Like this track, Take a Stroll Through Your Mind.
All right.
You know, for instance, it's all about like inner space, and it's all, you know, kind of almost like a dub type aesthetic, like sort of spaced out and whatnot.
Cool.
And but yeah, you know, but and this one, you know, this has got some similar kind of sounds and things, but I just thought it's interesting. There's like this sort of the theme I'm going for here is like sort of the crossover between soul music and old hippie music. And this one here is the Fifth Dimension, another classic soul band that went psychedelic with the Stoned Soul Picnic. And they've got all their purple and gold matching outfits, which combines with the purple sort of R. Crumb-esque little flower design and a little space. It's like cosmic, so you got Saturn. You know, big thing.
Yeah, totally.
Big thing, you know, Saturn, you know it's space because it's a ring, otherwise it might just be a bubble or something. Little stars and moons and your flowers and all this stuff. And this very strange picture on the back where the woman is chasing after the rest of the band and they're in like a horse-drawn buggy. I guess
really
they're stoned and they're going to the picnic, and she was so stoned that she forgot to get in the buggy.
Yeah. And
they're doing this whole thing.
All right.
So,
cool.
Yeah. And, you know, because there's the whole thing in sort of the 60s and 70s where, like, artists just went psychedelic. Like, you know, you got Miles Davis, for instance. Bitches Brew. This, of course, with the giant gatefold. Total awesome classic album cover.
Yeah. Actually, no one talked about Miles Davis shit, so. Wow, that's really cool. The you know, contrast. You got the
it's like
light
a
face,
positive and negative, male and
the
female, like all intertwined and melting and burning flowers and oceans and waves and stuff. And you know, this is when Miles was doing, you know, inventing fusion and playing at rock festivals in front of hippies and whatnot, and just, you know. So there you have
different audience, different kind of like aesthetic for what he's going for in his albums. If you look at his earlier stuff, it's just more of like the picture, Blue Note or CTI style.
So they're all sort of examples of soul music in the early 70s and whatnot, kind of late 60s, crossing over with psychedelic sounds and whatnot.
Sweet. Is that it? You got anything else? You want to talk about Funkadelic? You were going to talk a little bit about Funkadelic, I thought. No?
We could talk about Funkadelic. Let's see.
Let's do it. I'd love to. I don't want to pressure you. You want to pause the interview for a sec?
Yeah, sure.
I can stop it. Ooh, that's a good one. I got that. Yeah, computer games.
This one's interesting. This is it's sort of 80s Funkadelic with George Clinton sort of doing a solo record. Of course, all these things are somewhat interrelated, but this one, computer games. I believe, who is it? Pedro Bell is the artist on this? Yeah, Pedro Bell, who did illustrations for many classic Funkadelic and Parliament records, has this really great, uses like water-based markers and has this very like cartoonish stuff. Let me pull this out of here so you can get a better shot of it. And this one is computer games featuring the classic track Atomic Dog.
Yeah.
Features more of a electronic kind of sound for the funk, which of course, is a huge influence on all sorts of things. And here he's like sort of riffing off of video games and computers, and has a little maze kind of thing in the front, and has like Nose Trooper, Mother Funkenstein, a random tart, and the Atomic Dog, all like characters in sort of the P-Funk mythos.
Cool.
And on the back, of course, a sort of pointillist picture of George Clinton with kind of electric lightning letters.
Yeah.
So
It's cool.
yeah,
Is this an original copyright or is this a reissue?
that's original.
Nice.
And they always had all these little, like, you can follow his stuff, and it's got me his tiny writing and little images and people talking and doing things, and it's like you can just
It's a whole comic.
you can pour over these record covers. And
Yeah,
these
this is
people-
not just like a picture and it's just like saying, hey, this is a band. This is like a whole story. It's like a whole
And they
thing going on.
have, through all the artwork that they did, really tied in with the themes in their music, and they created this whole sort of cartoonish mythology. And my opinion of a lot of it is that because they were talking about some very like heavy themes, even under the guise of party music, it's like you make it look like a cartoon, and it's like you can slip stuff in and
Interesting. I haven't heard that. That's cool.
get it, sort of go under the radar, because it's just some big goofy fun party stuff, but you've got George Clinton talking about all sorts of political themes and issues of liberation, and just this whole like sort of cosmic scale of like looking for freedom through music,
Yeah.
and
Cool.
let's see, and just showing sort of a
Yeah.
just
that
sort
one,
of a kind of political-ish thing here. It's like aping the famous like Huey P. Newton photo from Huey P. Newton with the Black Panthers, where he's sitting in this chair, with a shotgun and a spear and all. And here he's got the bop gun and the flashlight, and this is Uncle Jam Wants You to Rescue Dance Music from LeBlas, where he's like sort of couching this whole notion of a sort of a militant approach to like making good funk music.
Totally. He's like, he wants to be the good stuff.
With
the funk flag.
With the One Nation flag in back. And then again, one of Pedro Bell's crazy cartoons.
Yeah, this is nice because it's reflective of both a photo cover, which they did with like Maggot Brain or a few other covers, and then it incorporates also this cartoon theme on the back.
Yeah. Giving up the funk horns and on the one. I mean, everything about here is all like part of the mythology,
Oh, wow. Man, I didn't even see the inside here. Some good stuff here with it. It's the rescue dance music from the Blas.
Now, this one's really interesting to me, too, because he's sitting on this skull, right, with this thing here. I mean, that's almost like a Grateful Dead logo.
Huh. Yeah, totally.
You
got a lot of references to that kind of classic rock scene, the psychedelic rock scene that's going on.
With sort of the space thing in there,
That's the kind of combo in that. Wow, these figures are really interesting on this other page. These people that are like kind of getting blasted.
And some stuff like totally stuff in space and like breathing fire and just all this total freaky stuff.
Oh yeah. There's some freaky stuff. Alright, there's the guy breathing fire right there. There's a lot, I guess, like very collage kind of going on here too. Cool, man.
Yeah. And it's all this militancy of like people that don't dance versus people
Which is cool. I mean, it's making a statement. It's like saying, hey, we want you to feel our music, and the way you demonstrate that is by dancing.
Yeah. And the funk is just sort of the cosmic generative force that like makes you move and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
cool, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time today. Do you have any like closing statements or anything else you want to say as it pertains to the funk and soul?
Everything is imbued with meaning.
All right, cool. It's good to know. All right, Whitsitt. Thanks again, man.
Yeah.
Peace.